Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. Papa Boris here with some more Hearthstone Arena action, and in this video, I'm really excited to play Mage. I haven't played Mage in a long time, and I feel like I've picked up a few things since I've been playing against lots of mages. So we'll see if I can put my theoretical newfound skills to the test. Well, our skills are not being tested much here. I think the easy pick is Violet Teacher. And, wow, this is a tough one. So, the Auctioneer I just always find a bit touch and go. I'm just going to take the Kodo. It's a little bit more reliable for what it does. Frostbolt. It's approximately correct to take every Frostbolt you see. Oh man, I really want to take overpowered Water Elemental. And in fact, I might. Polymorph is removal, and I know everyone thinks I'm crazy. I know Polymorph will take care of anything, and you certainly want a Polymorph in your deck. But man, Water Elemental is just so fucking overpowered. Okay, we'll take a Polymorph. That's probably the right move. I think the Acolyte is a bit better, especially because you can shoot it yourself as a mage. Defender of Argus seems easy here. Not too many difficult decisions. Here's one. I could go for a 6-drop or take a, mediocre 3/3 Taunter. We'll take the Grizzly. I think the Archmage is certainly fine, but not quite worth it. Don't like any of these expensive drops. We'll take a Panther, which I'm growing to respect more and more. Mana Worms, fucking stupid card. I will take that. And here, we can get a Pyroblast. Well, if this were a Sea Giant, I would take the Sea Giant without hesitation. I'll take a Pyroblast. Alright, see what we can do. Yeah, we'll take another Mana Worm. And gotta take a Flame Strike, I think. At least one in the deck. Now, here is where I'm gonna take Arcane Missiles over Shattered Sun Cleric. Old Boris would have taken Shattered Sun Cleric, but Arcane Missiles is so fucking obnoxious. You can tell I hate mages a lot. I'm just gonna have to grab it here. Tiger is great, but we'll take a Frostbolt for some more removal. Getting lots of 3-drops, but no 2-drops. Well, I don't want this Engineer, so we'll take a Scarlet Crusader. Alright, we'll take another Frostbolt. Man, I've seen like a 15 bajillion of these Frostwolf Warlords. No thanks, though. We'll just take a Spellbreaker. Have a Silence in here. Okay, well, don't have any Fireballs yet, so we'll take one. Do I take another Mana Worm? That might be too many Mana Worms. We'll take a Mana Worm, whatever. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. So the Ancient Watcher would work with Spellbreaker and Defender of Argus, but that's not really enough. Young Priestess is just kind of bad. We'll take a Swordsmith, I guess, although I'm not that happy about it. Cone of Hold is a fine spell. I'll take another Polymorph, sure, over a 4th Mana Worm. I think this is the only playable card here. Well, the River Crocolisk is fine. Wolf is good with the Mana Worms, actually. Okay, now here we get an endgame card. Which one would we like? The War Golem has bigger stats, the Harpy's more aggressive. I think my curve is low enough that I can actually play the Harpy. Okay, Arcane Missiles number 2 or an Arcane Explosion. Arcane Explosion I don't think is that good, but I often find myself praying that my opponent doesn't have it. So let me test it here and see if it's as good as I think it is. Flame Strike number 2 is fine. And Wolf Rider's fine. I actually wouldn't mind, some 5 or 6 drops. But it's not going to happen, actually. Oh, gosh. Do I have enough spells to make Mana Addict worthwhile? Not as many as some mage spells. Some mage decks, certainly. Guess we'll take a Pyromancer. Well, I don't think this deck worked out very well. I don't have enough endgame. I should have probably taken a Fen Creeper over one of the Mana Worms. But I didn't see any Boulderfist Ogres. I guess I did pass on a Stormwind Champion for a Flame Strike. And I passed on Lord of the Arena for something that was good. I think a Jungle Panther. So the curve is pretty low. I don't really have that many finishers. Yeah, it's too bad that Mountain Giant wasn't a Sea Giant. Sea Giant would be very welcome in this deck, much better than a Pyroblast would be. But the plus side is that my curve is low, so if I do get off to a fast start, I might steal a game just by Fireballing and then Pyroblasting. Although I only have one Fireball, so it's kind of tricky. And we're up against a Priest, so that's not an option. Right, as I often say, Priests are the best against mages, I think. Not that Priests necessarily are good against mages. I don't think anyone's really good against a mage, but Priests are definitely less bad off than anyone else, because they can heal up their minions to stop mages from pinging the minions away. That's really the big thing. And then, of course, healing themselves makes them less vulnerable to the mage's burn potential. Take a Mana Worm here. I really hope my opponent drops a minion here to try to kill this Mana Worm, because otherwise I'm doing nothing on turn 2. If he does drop a minion, I can Frostbolt it, grow a Mana Worm, and then attack. It looks like he is, unless there's removal, unless it's Shadow Word Pain. Mad Bomber. Well, that shouldn't kill the Mana Worm. And in fact, it totally whiffs on the Mana Worm, which is just fine by me. Alright, that was a good turn. Mad Bomber. is an epic fail. And we swing. Okay, let's see if he has Shadow Word Pain. That's really the #1 thing for him to have here. I think I'd probably play a Grizzly if he played a minion. Scarlet Crusader if he didn't play a minion. Okay, now, playing Scarlet Crusader does leave me open to Wolf Riders, but I'm not going to play around Wolf Rider. I think it's really nice to get this Divine Shield down to inhibit some of his plays. Keep in mind, he doesn't have his coin, and a lot of 3-mana plays will die to a Scarlet Crusader. Nice thing about being a mage is that if he plays a Harvest Golem, which would normally be really annoying here, I can just kill it with the Crusader and then use the Fire Blast to finish it off. Imp Master, that is actually the other thing that is kind of annoying for me to deal with. Oh, wow. Well, that certainly helps. Good old Defender of Argus. I'm not going to dick around. We're just going to kill that. And I'm going to actually just kill this. Remember, folks, don't let Paladins keep creatures. There's really no particular reason to let that Imp stay around. I'm risking the death of my Scarlet Crusader for 3 damage. That's just a bad risk. Holy Nova, I am safe against, so that's cool. He doesn't have the coin anyway, so it's not until the next turn. Yeah, I guess Shadow Madness would have been, like, the worst thing I could think of. Okay. Well, this does have taunt. Luckily, I'm a mage, and mages are fucking overpowered. So yeah, this is it. I'm gonna do that. Okie Fire Blast. Swing. Well, we've definitely won this opening, folks. That is a fact. I am equal on cards. In fact, I'll be ahead after I draw. I have removal for any big thing he might play, or for any little things he might play. I have freezing for any swarms of things he might play, and this big board, and all these are spells. So if he keeps on not killing this Mana Worm, then it's gonna just grow a little bit. Alright, Ventrico Mercenary. Well, I've got a couple of options here. #1, I could Frostbolt it. The advantage of that is it's frozen, so my opponent can't play more minions and my Mana Worm grows. The other option, but then the disadvantage is that he can then heal this up, and I might have trouble killing it later. Although, of course, I can Cone of Cold it. You know what? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to Frostbolt that. Grow the Mana Worm. Do this. Do I ping his face, or do I ping this dude? I think I'm just going to ping his face. We're in racing mode now. I mean, he's at 12 health. He can't play minions. Can't kill my board. Everything's at 3 health. Holy Nova doesn't work. The best he could hope for is like 3 single target removals. Like, actually, this is at 4 power. It can't even die to Shadow Words. He's in a lot of trouble, honestly. Thoughtsteal. Well, that's how he can get answers. So now, if he Thoughtstole one of my Frostbolts, he can finally kill off this Mana Worm. And in fact, he did just that. Arcane Explosion, not too hot here. Alright. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just make this tactical play here. We're gonna do that. Keep on pinging his face. Putting a lot of pressure on him. And he can't play minions because of this Ventrico Mercenary. And even if he heals it up, no problem, I'll just polymorph it. Also, he really needs to, like, protect himself here. So even if he heals himself, I have enough damage. Yeah. Okay. So Ventrico Mercenary, as you can see, dangerous minion, but he lost the opening pretty hardcore because of Mana Worm and 3 toughness minions out the butthole. So that's that. Oh, I even have a daily quest for Mage. That's awesome. 60 gold will hopefully be coming my way. I've been playing some Constructed lately, and I was just testing decks in the casual queue, and oh my god, mages are so annoying. Mana Worm and Mirror, like every mage deck I feel like is just about the same thing. The deck practically builds itself. You put in like, obviously Mana Worm, Mirror Image, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Water Elemental, Frostbolt, Fireball. Like, there's just so, I mean, obviously there's variation, and you can, you know, do you put in Flame Strike, do you not? But like, there's so many staples of any mage deck. There's not a whole lot of variety, I don't think. Maybe that's true for all the decks, I don't know, but it seems like mages, just intuitively, seem to have a lot more cards than other classes that just, like, go into every single deck by default. Like, why wouldn't you put Water Elemental into, like, any deck you play? Maybe I'll do Mage in the Constructed queue, I don't know. Would everyone hate me? Would everyone stop watching me? Like, what an asshole playing Mage. Only jerks play Mage. What is going on? Man, it froze. Yep, we're gonna have to close Hearthstone, folks. You know what? Whatever. The next video will just be extra long, I guess. I'm going to just call it here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with all the rest of the games shortly. Till then. Oh, wait, never mind. Till then.